What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're checking back in on, it's a really good day today because We're About to Die just got one of their fattest updates that they've had in a very long time. For those of you that haven't seen We Who Are About to Die, this is a Gladiator sandbox RPG where you try to take a warrior from various backgrounds as far into the arena as you possibly can before you inevitably die and start over again with lots of bonuses, things of that nature. Everybody has their own goal that they're trying to achieve inside the arena, and they've just done like a full UI overhaul. They've redone all of the warlike physics, except that I've played for about 2 hours right now before this video, and despite the fact that they say that they've overhauled the entire combat system, you can tell from the way that attacks connect and whatnot that they've changed things around. They've still managed to keep the game feeling remarkably like the original version, which is great because the original version's combat was fantastic and akin to something you would see in a game like X-Anima. And so today we're going to take a look at the game for about 30 minutes. We're going to see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list, or if it's one of those games you would rather not play for yourself, that's fine too. Link is down below alongside a whole bunch of other Nerd Castle links in case you wanted to give those a click, things like the Discord and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and start off the game with a new character, shall we? So at the beginning of the game, we get to pick exactly how we want our character to start out. And this is important because actually the various traits and things that you're going to get, this is all kind of new in the way, it's the same, but it's also new in the way that they've got it presented to the player. But we've got to pick our character at the beginning of the game and figure out exactly what we want to play. So for example, this guy is a veteran aspirant. This guy is a former soldier. This guy starts out within his prime, so he has a lot more HP. It looks like he's got better blunt damage. It looks like he's also a villain, I suppose. And so the more negative his fame is, the more damage he deals, which is actually kind of interesting. And then over here, we've got a minus 20% chance of a positive outcome on randomized effects. So this is kind of like the spread of gameplay that you're going to get when you're kind of picking through and trying to decide who you want to play as. This guy looks okay to me, so we'll probably stick with this dude right here. This is Yasha Crinculus, I guess. We've got to decide what color we want to rock for our run. You get to customize your colors. I always like the teal, dude. I don't know what it is. Even when I was a little kid playing like Command and Conquer back in the day, when I would do custom skirmishes, I would always go with the teal. There's something just pleasant about it. But this guy right here, his goal inside the arena is that he wants revenge against a guy named Bagar the Aspired in an elite fight. So if we defeat him, we win the game. On top of that, we've got a couple of traits here. We've got Looter. It means we have more battles that have spoils to the victor, which is good. That means we can pick up stuff off the ground and take it out of the arena with us and add it to our inventory. We've got Weapon Collector. Increases the chance that we get weapons inside of the shop. Little bit of a good, little bit of a bad right there. Not necessarily good or bad, actually neutral, because that means it's going to be a little bit tougher to get armor. He's feeble, so he's got a little bit less HP, but he also has Tarantian training, which means that if we're using Tarantian gear, we get a whole bunch of bonuses. So let's go ahead and dive in with him, and let's take a look. We've started out with 5,000 gold and about 10,000 fame, which isn't too bad. Those are going to be the two currencies that we use to weasel our way through the game and survive as best we can. We've started out with like a respectable armor kit right now, except for the fact that we don't really have a chest piece. I am going to go fishing for one, and there is a chest piece right there. Can I afford it? I can. Let's buy that real quick and just slap it on. That way we're going into our initial matches well equipped. Stamina regeneration looks pretty solid. We've got the utility menu over here, but we'll talk about that after our first fight. It looks like we've got some kind of weird hand glaive thing going on that we're wielding against the enemy. Not necessarily my favorite of all the weapons out there, but we'll try to make it work. Let's take our first battle just to keep things interesting, and when you're choosing your fights, you're not always going to know what you're walking on into, and one of the primary functions of fame is that we can reveal some of these fights to figure out exactly what's going to happen here. So it looks like we've got ourselves spoils to the victor on that one, and it's a many v many fight. Over here, we also have a many v many fight, but this one is higher level. Let's go ahead and take this one right here. I think a many v many is probably a really good way for us to warm up and get us settled down inside the arena with a couple of our first wins before we start hunting for whoever this elite guy is that we're trying to take out throughout all of Rome. Alright, so let's wander our way into the arena. Dude, we're actually looking kind of strapped right now for a level 1 character. I'm used to walking into my first fight with a guy that's basically naked with like a table leg for a weapon. And instead, this time around, we've got a guy that actually looks like a proper fighter. Okay, Where's the enemy at? It looks like they've got a crossbow over here that's going to be like firing bolts at us. Yeah, it's firing bolts already. You can see it doing it right there. Things you need to be aware of, bottom left-hand corner, we've got our HP, and underneath that, we've got our stamina. Ooh, that guy tried to flip around on me. Okay. Oh, did I drop my weapon already? Oh, that's not bueno. Let me go get my weapon back real quick. There we go. I got my weapon back. Let's see if I can get in on this dude. There we go. 21 damage off. Now, all combat in this game follows physics, actually. It fights just like Mountain Blade Warband, if you've ever played that. You're going to pull to a direction every single time that you strike, and that's going to dictate where and when you attack at. And in fact, after playing the game for quite a bit of time, this is a game where you've actually got more precision. Oh, almost got me right there, but my shield took it. This is one of those games where you actually have a lot more precision than you think you have when fighting enemies. Like, I've been able to pull off like nasty little toe grabbers in this game to stop the enemy off. Sorry, I had to hold my breath for that block. Oh, he almost got me right there. Let me back up for a second, let my stamina come back. Bottom right-hand corner, we are gonna have to keep the crowd happy if we want to get good rewards out of these fights. But, oh no, dude, my shield. Let me grab that back real quick. Fumbled it. Just fumbled the whole shield bag right there. Ooh, that guy's got a sick helmet. I kind of want that. Are there any weapons around here that I'm, like, excited about? I'm going to have to go through the battlefield and see. Because we had spoils to the victor on this one, right? I'm going to have to go through the battlefield and try to figure out exactly what I can pick up that's going to be an upgrade here. This guy's gassed out, so we should be able to land a couple decent hits on him. There we go. Just keep working on him. Oh, we got that gun coming around. It's trying to shoot us right now. I'm going to stay out of the way of it. Maybe I'll transition enemies over here. Unfortunately, our weapon doesn't hit that hard against armor or shields. And so, like, I've got to kind of, like, weasel my way around the enemy's defensive points and also use the impacts of my teammates to create openings for myself. I kind of like his sword right there. I may actually think about swapping that out. Let me get that iron falchion right there. I'm going to go through the rest of the stuff on the field of play, but, all right, it just fired, so we're probably somewhat safe. Cut his shoulder up real fast. Man, that thing is firing everywhere right now. Another one bites the dust. Fame levels are looking okay. This guy over here is looking pretty strapped by comparison to, like, a lot of his teammates and whatnot. So let's see if we can, like, get up in here and just punish him a little bit for existing. All gear in this game does have HP and durability, so every time you see an enemy taking damage to a space where they have like a leg guard or an arm guard or anything else like that, it will absorb a percentage of the damage of the hit, but it does break pretty rapidly too. Oh, he picked up my weapon. Well, now he picked up a little bit of mouthful of dust right there. Have fun choking on that concrete right there. We got one guy left, and he is horrifically outnumbered right now, which really, really sucks for him. I would hate to be in his position. Believe it or not, though, this is, oh my god, my guy just got took out by a javelin to the knee. Insert Skyrim references here. I was thinking about that the other day with, like, Starfield, how nobody references that game. Like, there was no memes. There was, like, nothing special about it, you know what I mean? Like, it was one of those games that, like, was a huge release that got, like, millions of sales, but nobody, like, quotes it or anything like they do with a lot of other stuff. So we've got a curved Tarantian shield right there. I'll probably keep my ornate one so that we can keep our stat buffs going up, but I do need to fish around for a different weapon on the ground since we get to keep it. Nothing here is really looking crazy interesting to me. Like, there's an iron hook Daka over there that might be nice, but I think we get more damage out of the falchion, and I'm not a big fan of the glove claw thing that we have, and so let me compare these two real quick. So that one's a lot more broken. All right, we want this one right here. Let's walk out with it. We're going to see our rewards that they're going to give us for each fight. Every single fight has a patron. So when you do a fight for a patron, they get happier with you. Everybody else gets less happy with you. And in fact, it looks like we started out with Jordas really, really high on our reputation. And when you hit certain thresholds with these patrons of the fights, you will get bonuses or you will get malices. Like, they will actually come after you and send assassins after you and things like that. If you start making them look a little too foolish. Back to the dojo. Let's go see what we got to play around with here. This is a new menu that you get at the end of fights. Apparently, like, the fights, they level up and they become more difficult the more you participate in a certain type of fight. I think this is largely to stop you from just focusing on one type of fight. So, like, in older builds of the game, I would take 1v1s every single chance that I got because it was basically a free week and the AI couldn't keep up with me. In this case, if I do that, the 1v1s, they're going to keep leveling up until each one becomes like a gnarly elite fight unless I space it out and start doing other things in my off weeks. I'm going to go ahead and approve this. Our rewards were not super great for that fight, which is kind of a bummer, but we do have a new weapon over here that we can reveal. Luckily, we started out with a whole bunch of fame, so we can kind of look through here. We can get a bronze greave on our left. Right now, on our left, it looks like we just have a leather leg wrap. Unfortunately, I can't afford that, but I could lock it if I wanted to hold it till next week when I do conceivably have the finances. Let's unlock a couple of slots over here just so we're getting more options every single day inside of our shop. You can also re-roll it with fame if you're not happy with the selections, but from here, we probably want to go into our utility menu, and I need to set up a training regime with the money that I have on me, so I'm just going to put 10 in right there, and I'm going to tell him to start focusing on training stamina fight after fight. We could also do movement, which would be nice, make us move a little bit quicker on the battlefield. This stuff does level up naturally on its own while you're in the arena fighting, but I have found that keeping it going for a solid 20-something weeks can mean the difference between a win or a loss, so I like to get training started nice and early, even if it taps into my finances. You can also buy bonuses that'll last you for the rest of your run over here. Some of them are more powerful than others, like Entourage, which allows you to bring homies into the battle with you, that'll back you up and give you a little bit of tanking and like a little bit of like distraction for the enemies so that you can find more openings. Over here we can heal ourselves, we can fix our gear, we can order things from the shop for next week to guarantee that they'll come in. We can fundraise, we can swap out our currencies for other currencies. Up to you what you want to do. You can also take a whole bunch of money and you can bribe people that don't like you to like you a little bit better when it comes to the patrons. But for this early in the game, there's not really going to be much for us to do except for like dive into our next fight. So we can take an elite victory over here, but it's going to be a 1v6, which is going to be a tiny bit hyped for where we're at, I think. I'm going to reveal this 1v1 over here, so that's good. I'm going to reveal this one over here. So this is a survival fight for Joridus, and Joridus already really likes us, and we get decent money for this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and take that right there because since we're already specialized in having, normally it takes you a solid half of a run to get somebody's rep up to like 50. And so I feel like we shouldn't squander it. I feel like we should keep it under control and just make it so that Joridus is the guy that's going to be our patron as we go further and further on into these fights. I think with the tournament, we got to fight 1v1s back to back to back to back. Like as we kill a guy, a new guy will come out. And so, ooh, there's a lot of obstructions and things on this battlefield. Okay, oh, and he's got a flail. That's always fun. I'm going to come out strong right at the beginning and just try to whoop the teeth out of this dude before he picks up any momentum. He doesn't have anything to block me with, flying through the air like he just doesn't care. Who's up next? Let's go. Okay, this guy's got a shield, so we're going to want to come at him from the left, but we're going to want to watch out for the counter strike on the similar side with the opposite swing. Oh, almost got me right there. There we go. Off with his head. Oh, we're already done here. Okay. Well, then I'm totally cool with being done here. Is that like an upgraded version of what I already have? What do you guys have over here? Pukus and whatnot? What's the durability on that guy versus that guy's in much better shape. Let's bounce on out of here. I don't know if I get to keep it, but like I wasn't paying attention to the modifiers before the fight, so womp womp. Joridus likes us a little bit better. That's good. Hopefully he'll offer us a boon soon due to the fact that we have very high reputation with him, and hopefully it'll be something shiny. Something that I can spend on awesome things like beer and gambling. So survival fights just leveled up a whole bunch. We got our 5,000 gold, which is going to look nice for us. We do have an iron Daka over here. It's not quite as good as our falchion, so I'll probably pass on it. I'm going to swap out, dude. I like having the leopard cloak. That's my go-to right there. Of all the styles that you can possibly have in life, this is the most baller right here. This one is the one that balls out the hardest. From there, there's not a lot of management left to be done, so I'll probably just scout out our next fight. Ooh, this one can't be revealed. Okay. Valerius Aurum really doesn't like us. He's kind of like pissed off with us right now. Insurance. So we don't take any damage and we get extra money. And it's a 1v5, so it probably pays really well. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Let me see what I can do as far as gambling goes, too. Deal 360 damage. It's possible. Yeah, I'll bet the thou on it for this one. But I feel like I can take this if I just, like, kite him out a little bit. We're just going to have to backpedal a lot, and we're not going to look hyper manly. But at the end of the day, what can you say towards a man that just killed 5 guys in direct combat by himself? I mean, he walked into the arena in the first place accepting those odds. Unfortunately, we've got kind of a little bit of a tiny arena here, so kiting may not be the way that we want to do this. I may get a little scuffed up on this one. I may get a little bit beat down, but I am happy to see they've added a bunch of new arenas to the game to make things more interesting. We just got to kind of like see who I can strike at here. This is one of those fights where it's like swing wildly and hope for the best. Like, what else can you do? Until we kill off 1 or 2 of them, we're going to have kind of problems. I'm going to stay a little bit wide. Get whatever stamina back that I possibly can. I'm going to line up a swing right there, but we got to get past them right. Oh, my God. Okay, they're on every side of me right now. He's going to block that with his shield. I'm going to get stabbed. Always a bad idea getting stabbed. I'm going to come back over this way. See what I can do with these guys. I can't even see what I'm swinging at right now. There's so many of them. There we go. Just damage up some armor, scuff some things up right here. Run through this way. Oh boy, they're spreading out. That's not good. Okay, let's get back over here. And you know, now that I look at the situation, I think this may have been a case of my bravado outrunning my intelligence. We are actually really, really outgunned here. Like, there's a little voice inside your head that when 6 guys want to fight you at once with machetes, you think to yourself like, yeah, dude, I can totally fight 6 guys at once with a machete. I'll just John Wick it up, and then you vastly overestimate your skill level. Well, now is when those chickens come home to roost, unfortunately, because I don't think there's a whole lot for me to do here except for backpedal and pray. We're already at half health, and it's down a little bit lower. That's not quite where I thought I would be at. Like, I thought we were gonna walk in here and it was gonna be like a bunch of half-naked guys in loincloths with clubs, and I was like, cool, dude, I'm gonna go for some quick eye swipes. I'm gonna take them out that way. I'm gonna get them served up, and then we're gonna thin out their numbers, and then it'll just be like a 2v1 or like a 3v1, and I know how to kite my way through that. Unfortunately, like, everybody here has a shield. We have 2 golden lion helmets on the field, which are actually like higher tier pieces of equipment. I don't know what god I besmirched in getting this round, but it appears that the setup, the fix is finally in. They're gunning for your boy, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to walk this one off. I think I'll just keep strafing in circles and hoping for the best. Eventually, one of these guys has got to go down. When you're facing off against this many guys that have things like shields and things of that nature, you'll notice that I'm arcing my sword downwards. You want to get underneath the shield. If you're going to the shield side, you're going to want to swing low. And in general in this game, I find that swinging low and upwards tends to be a really good play regardless of what you're trying to do. God, hey, we got one. All right, so the path is okay. Well, I was about to celebrate and like be like the patches got a little bit clearer, but unfortunately then I got domered in the back of my head with a giant spear. So now I'm not so sure, dude. HP is in a real bad position. Oh, we got another one. Nice, dude. Okay, so with 2 down, was I just like spreading my damage around all over the place? I honestly haven't been. I've been waving my weapon wildly and hoping for the best this entire fight. And so I haven't been keeping like a mental count of who's hurt and who isn't. But I'll tell you who is really hurt, me right now. It's not going to take much. Oh, another one, dude. Okay. This is getting much more manageable. I can 3v1. Like I've 3v1. Oh, okay. 2v1, come on. We got this. I think we can't get too optimistic about the situation. We just got to keep it high and tight. If we start celebrating too early, dude, we're going to be counting them chickens. And unfortunately, there's a lot of clucking going on right. Okay, dude, get your shield out of the way. He just kicked his shield at that other guy. Oh, definitely. Okay. Oh, his shield's done. Okay, I should be able to go in on him now. Like, extra strength crazy. Oh, dude, he's crowding me. Back up, dude. Back up. There you go. All right. We got the field cleaned out now. We've got it cleaned out a little bit. I think if I just keep striking at legs over here, we're going to walk this one off. But we got pretty seriously scuffed in that overall endeavor. I wasn't expecting them to be so heavily armored, have so many shields, and also have like so many of them inside such a small area. Normally, when it's like a 1v6, they give you like a big square that you can run around inside of, and so you can kind of like isolate and eliminate. It did not go that way this time around. However, the paycheck was absolutely worth it. Look at that right there, 12,000 gold inside of our pocket. We've got like a little bit of a cut on our fame, unfortunately. So like if you look over on the right, every piece of gear makes you more or less famous depending on how just the culture views it as cowardly to use that. So we got our fame values cut in half. That's a little bit of a bummer, but hey, anyone that you walk away from, I will 100% take. A little bit of a filthy little dogfight right there that we got ourselves into. We did get our bet payout though, so I made a tiny little bit of Skrilla on top. Okay, so we are now rank 8. That means we get a bonus. We can get shop rerolls, or we can make it so every character we play after this one gets $100 more when they start out. Yeah, I'll go for that. That's fine. An old scarred man clad in wealthy, colorful cloth visits the Scollo with his entourage. He's clearly taking a liking to you. After investigating your Scollo and its aspirants, the boss and his lackeys approach you and give you an offer you can't refuse. Listen, kid, you left a good impression on that last fight. My family has a good sense for these things. Take this coin, get some equipment or care, and do well. It'll be a win-win. You make money, I make money. All right, I'll take $1,500 for free. I mean, I probably wouldn't look at it too closely either. I'm in a death sport where I could die tomorrow. Normally, common sense would tell you that you don't want to take $1,500 from a stranger that has a whole bunch of Delta Force-looking armed guards with him. But, like, I could get my head sawed off in the morning, so, you know, solid chance I'm not going to have to pay back this debt. So I think this is actually a really good opportunity for us since we are absolutely killing it on every single status right now. I'm going to approve Entourage. That way I get allies in fights. And then from there, we need to use some of our money to heal up our character. Luckily, it only cost us like 1,000 in order to get ourselves back up to full health. I do need to we got hit a lot in that last fight, so I kind of need to take a look at my gear and see if anything's about to break, just so we don't end up with like a bad situation, but I think we're okay. We've got a Muradon Militia Greave that would be like slightly better than what we have over here. Yeah, I will take that because it gives us a tiny bit more armor. B, I'm not showing quite as much leg. And then on top of that, it gives us a fame bonus because our fame got neutered pretty hard in that last fight just by the gear that we were wearing. And so I think hunting around for anything that's going to make us a little bit more consistent when it comes to our fame gains would be a good idea. I think I'll also take a shot and re-roll the entire shop real fast. We've got an Owakan Dome Helm over here that gives 40% armor, but we are going to lose our Tarantian bonus, which is kind of a bummer. The Linoleum Shield over here. We got ourselves a Linoleum Shield. Unfortunately, because all of the combat in this game is based on physics, physics heavily favors circles. And so think about that when you're picking and choosing your shield. This guy right here, you see how there's like little crenellations and nooks and crannies inside of it? Yes, the enemy's weapon can slide past those nooks and crannies and hit your arm, dealing damage. And so while we will get a bunch more fame for wielding this shield, I'm a little bit nervous about its efficacy. Let's just leave it alone for right now. Let me go back to my utility menu real fast and we'll set up some more training. So it's costing me 2 training gear right now. I feel like, dude, like if I can have 100 stamina, yeah, let's bump this up so that I'm getting 2 stamina level ups per. I think if we put in movement, it splits between the two. No, it just costs us more training gear. That's fine. Get that in there so that I don't have to worry about it for a couple of weeks. We'll get our movement skill up too because I'd like to be a little bit faster while we're dealing with enemies. I will approve higher quality items in the shop, and I think I will cut. Actually, I'm going to leave it alone for right now. We're looking pretty good at the moment. Like, I'm feeling pretty solid about where we're at. And so let's jump into the next fight, if only to get the entire market to shuffle for us here. We have a tournament on this side. We do get a free character trait for doing the tournament, so I'll give the tournament a run. I've been trying to pick the harder fights here so that the video will be a little bit more compelling so that you can see the chaos. They do have a bunch of new types of battles inside the game right now. They've got a bunch of new arenas that you can fight inside of. There's like full-on mock reenactment battles that you can do now that I find to be a lot of fun. They added that with the last patch though, so that's not specific to this patch. This patch is almost entirely UI overhauls and then battle overhauls so that combat combat feels a little bit better and a little bit more satisfying, while still having that rubber band flicked quality that it always had. A bunch of weapons inside the arena. Luckily, we've got a lot of guys to back us up here, so we shouldn't have to worry about too much attrition. This guy, I think, oh, he kicked me. Okay, all right. It's gonna be like that, huh? All right, let's get that arm guard worked up a little bit. Yeah, how you like me now? There we go. My man flailing wildly out here. I'm gonna back up. The audience is a little bit bored right now, which is kind of a bummer. I'm gonna need some more stamina. So one of the things you're gonna have to learn to do in this game, oh, took his ankle out right there. We got him with the old Achilles strike. I don't think his football career is ever gonna recover. This guy has a massive weapon. So this is the kind of weapon that you accidentally take damage from. So I'm glad he's off the field right now. This guy's got his little glovey thing going on, but he's got a shield on that side. If we're gonna strike, we want to strike from the left, and we want to strike low for the ankle on the opposite weapon holding side of the shield. That's the strategy that I find that gets rid of shield users the best. But one of the things I like about this game is that it looks like the characters are just flailing around wildly. But no, absolutely 100% not the case. This is a super precise game. Once you get a hang of what you're doing, this game is very, very thoughtful in the way that you plan your strikes and the things that you go for, and like the angles that you go after. Oh, almost ate that one to the chin. Trying to serve up a little bit of chin music on me right now. What you want to do? Come on, amigo. What you want to do? Let's dance. Let's do this thing. All right, let my stamina regenerate a little bit. We have not lost any guys from our team from what I can tell. Maybe distract him a little tiny bit. Oh, never mind. He did. Distraction worked. Oh, he hit him right when I went in for my strike. I think I just ate some damage right there just because the back end of his weapon. So weapons in this game are all hot zones, effectively, where every part of the weapon deals damage if it has any momentum in the physics engine whatsoever. And so you got to kind of like watch out for it. And then this poor little guy over here is about to get cornholed. He's about to have the worst day ever. Oh, no. He looks like me in the last fight, just like panicking and trying not to die. I don't want to hit my own teammates. That affects the morale of the crowd. There we go. Finish him off from behind, and that's going to be the first round of our tournament. Let's take it to number 2. Let's do this thing. All right, so we've got like, what, a 3v3 right now? That's fine. That's fine. I can live with a 3v3. Oh, a 4v4. All right. This guy right here, we're going to want to go in low and get that ankle. He's got bad armor on his legs, and he's got a shield to the opposite side, too. So if we can combo flex on this dude and just keep him staggered the entire time, I think we've got a very easy early kill. Yep, very easy early. I chopped him in half. Half the man that he used to be. What are you guys doing? Why are you guys all standing off in the backfield? So big two-handed guy. Oh, never mind. He's got a one-hander. Get him in the leg. Get him in the leg. Get him in the arm. And then stamina. Let's back up, back up, back up. Oh, didn't guard fast enough. Come on. I'm going to block that just to, like, let you feel like you're doing something out here because I'm about to cut you in half anyways. All right, this guy over here. There we go. Just put a little bit of heat on him. The crowd will shout out requests every now and again for things they want you to do, like pick up a new weapon. I usually don't do it, though. I usually don't bother. But there are crowd requests and things in this game to get fat favor boosts, just in case you're trying to maximize the amount of fame that you're getting out of a particular fight. I can't tell if he's trying to come back in here, dude. He's doing like a Goobert routine right now where he's going full Gumby on me. Woo! All right, here comes the big 1v1. This guy will be an elite or like a champion, so he's going to be a little bit stiffer of resistance. Oh, and he's got a flail. That's so bad. I hate that. I hate flail. What's up with your feet, bro? What you got them big-ass hobbit feet for, man? Like those big mud hole stompers. Oh, he almost got me. I hate flails in this game. They're so hard to track. Come in low. Nice little hit right there. Oh, God. Get him with something right there. His armor's also resistant to our damage type, so we're going to have to put at least oh, got me with that one right there. Luckily, it was only to my shield. Back up a little bit. Back him up. Okay, we're too close right now. When they start flailing around with a flail, it's never good. That's when you tend to take, like, random hits for, like, 40 damage that you didn't see coming. There we go. Got him in the side of the head. He's got to be getting low on HP right now. There we go. Just stay to that left side. Left side riding. Left side, strong side. We got... Oh, okay, all right. Tried to give me the little sweeperoonies right there. He almost got me with it, dude. I felt it whistle past my face. He's down. Let's go ahead and claim our glorious payout. And then when you do tournaments, you get reputation with everybody. And so, like, tournaments and elite fights tend to be really, really good for evening out your prestige with all the people that might potentially hate you. Let's return on back. Fame reward definitely got cut up a little bit right there, but you're not going to like it. Closing thoughts about this game are that I don't really have any complaints. This is undoubtedly the best Gladiator RPG / sandbox on Steam right now. That doesn't mean that there can't be challengers. I really, really enjoyed Bloodgrounds, and I think that one's looking incredibly promising. But as it sits right now, this is it. If you're into Gladiator games, this is the one. And so it just keeps getting better, patch after patch. They don't slip, they don't miss. Jordy's over here making a great game. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were checking back in once more on the incredibly intense experience that is We Who Are About to Die. I will see you all later. Thanks for stopping on in, and that's all I got for you here today.